The bells of St. Peter's Basilica rang with a solemn echo the world had feared but expected. On 21st April 2025, Pope Francis, the 266th Pope of the Roman Catholic Church, passed away peacefully in the Vatican at the age of 88. The world mourns not only a spiritual leader, but a man who reshaped the papacy with compassion, courage, and conscience. Born Jorge Mario Bergoglio in Buenos Aires, Argentina, in 1936, he was the son of Italian immigrants. A chemist by training, he later found his calling in the Society of Jesus, the Jesuits, and was ordained in 1969. Known for his humility and connection to the poor, he quickly rose through the church ranks. On March 13, 2013, he became the first Jesuit, the first from the Americas, and the first non-European in over 1,200 years to ascend to the papacy. He chose the name Francis, inspired by Saint Francis of Assisi, the patron saint of the poor, symbolizing his mission, humility, peace, and care for creation. Pope Francis transformed the image of the Catholic Church. His decision to live in the Vatican guest house instead of the Apostolic Palace spoke volumes. He advocated for climate action, interfaith dialogue, and global economic justice. His encyclical Laudato Si called for urgent environmental reform and was embraced far beyond the Christian world. He was a bridge builder between faiths, urging peace and understanding among Christians, Muslims, Jews, Hindus, and others. His historic meetings with Islamic leaders and visits to war zones carried a singular message: unity and love are stronger than division and hate. But perhaps his boldest stance came in his unflinching support for the Palestinian people. Time and again, he condemned the violence in Gaza. His voice was among the few moral authorities to speak openly against the disproportionate suffering inflicted by Israeli military strikes, particularly on children, women, and the elderly. Just a day before his death, frail but determined, he issued one last condemnation of the Israeli assault, calling it a grave violation of human dignity and divine law, imploring the world not to stay silent in the face of innocent bloodshed. Throughout his papacy, Francis sought to minimize hatred between religious communities. From washing the feet of Muslims and refugees to celebrating Mass with Orthodox leaders, he lived the belief that faith should unite, not divide. He was not without controversy. His support for civil unions for same-sex couples shocked many in the conservative hierarchy. He pushed for reforms that empowered women in the church and cracked down on clerical abuse, sparking resistance from within the Vatican. Yet he remained undeterred. Tributes poured in from around the globe. US President, European heads of state, Muslim and Jewish leaders, and even atheist thinkers hailed him as a moral giant. The Palestinian president called him a friend of peace and justice. The Israeli government, though often criticized by him, recognized his unwavering compassion. The world has lost a voice of conscience, but as the church mourns, it also prepares. The College of Cardinals will soon convene in conclave. Who will be the next pope? Will they follow in Francis' footsteps or chart a new course? Pope Francis left the world with a message of love in a time of hate, peace in an age of war, and humility in a world hungry for power. As history turns another page, his legacy endures in the hearts of the faithful and in every corner where compassion dares to speak.